So you're trying to move to Phoenix, Arizona, or Gilbert, Arizona, or some of the hottest neighborhoods and suburbs all throughout town, but you're running into buyer fatigue. You may have heard that term before, but buyer fatigue is kind of a term used in the industry, and it has been a very real issue the past couple of years. Basically, nationally, there are about 1.5 million homes for sale, but there's 7 million active buyers. So, in other words, there's a lot of homes but way more buyers, and there's not enough homes to go around. And you have probably experienced this if you've been trying to buy a home in the past year or two. You have run into multiple offers, people offering way over asking price, and running into this again and again and again. So that's what buyer fatigue pretty much means, is that buyers have been out there in this market trying to get a home, trying to buy a home. They are just worn out with everything that has been going on. And you will see that's really common. A lot of times people will offer on multiple homes depending on the agent that they're working with, sometimes offering, 10, 11, 12. I've even heard of someone offering 21 times on different homes before they were able to get an offer accepted. So in this crazy competitive market, how do you avoid that buyer fatigue? How do you win the home that you want? How are some agents more successful at this and others not so much, and putting their buyers through all this craziness? Well, that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're going to just jump right into it. So let's do this. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Phoenix, Arizona and all the surrounding areas, then go ahead and subscribe and click that bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about what is happening here in the Phoenix market. My name is Samantha, and my team and I help people every single day just like you make the move to beautiful, sunny Phoenix, Arizona and all those amazing surrounding areas and neighborhoods, and we absolutely love it. So if you are thinking of making a move, or if you just have questions, reach out to us. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, we are here and happy to help. So give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, hop on a Zoom call with us. All that information is in the description below. We'd love to connect with you and answer any questions that you have. So buyer fatigue is a real issue that people have been facing in the market right now, and it has worn out a lot of buyers. The past 2 years have been pretty brutal in a crazy competitive market. I worked with a couple clients who have actually come to me after kind of working with other agents and going through that buyer fatigue and just feeling exhausted and defeated. Actually, if you want to go check out, feel free to stalk me on Google. You can go check out some of the Google reviews, but one of the reviews on there is from Kim and Derek, and they were trying to relocate to Phoenix from out of state. They had been put through the ringer, and the agent that they were working with before actually laughed and said that there was no chance. They had to sell their home in another state, coordinate moving here. There's a lot of moving pieces. They had 2 little kids. There was a lot going on. And the agent that they were working with said that it wasn't going to happen, and that they should just give up after a while. And so obviously they were really defeated and kind of bummed out. So they came and worked with me. We put together a plan, decided what their strategy should be, and found out what they were willing to do and what they were able to do and how competitive and aggressive they wanted to be when it came to putting an offer. So we put all that together, and within 2 weeks we had them under contract in the right neighborhood, the one they wanted, on their dream home for asking price. We didn't even have to offer over asking price because of all the strategy that we had put together. So that was super amazing to be able to help them do that and just end that buyer fatigue for them, because they were exhausted and they just wanted to move out here, get their family settled, and move on. So the market here in Phoenix definitely has started to shift in the past month. If you want to learn more about what is going on in the market and all the factors that are kind of playing a role in that, we've done a couple other videos talking about, is the market crashing? Is the bubble going to burst? Should you wait to buy a house? Feel free to go watch those if you want to see a little bit more information about the market. But pretty much it is still very competitive here, but homes are sitting a little bit longer. There are still multiple offers in a lot of cases, but it may not be as many, and the prices that people are offering may not be as insanely high over the asking price as they were in the past few months. But the market is still really competitive, and so in order to be able to avoid that buyer fatigue and not have to put you through that, it's going to start with, when you call in, we're going to go through what is happening in the market, but more importantly, what is your situation? What are you looking for in a home? It's about you, about the home you're looking for. What are you willing and able to do? And how aggressive do you want to be when purchasing that home? If you're willing to be very aggressive, then it may be easier and may take less time. But if you are not wanting to be as aggressive and you have those certain constraints and you want to stick within it, that is totally fine. There's nothing wrong with being less aggressive, but it may take a little bit longer. So we want to understand what is your situation and what is going to fit best for you and your family. What are your priorities and what do we need to do to find you that house? The good thing is we only need to find you one house that is going to be the right fit. So even though it is very competitive and there's a lot going on, we just need to find that one house that is going to be the right fit for you and the right situation. Every house has a different situation and the sellers of that home have a different situation. And so we really have to take it case by case. Something that I do whenever I'm working with clients and we're going through that offer process is I actually pre-negotiate with the agent on the other end. So finding out what is going on with the sellers, what is happening, and pre-negotiating what it would take to get that home. If the home is way out of the budget, or if they have multiple offers that are way over the ask rate and it's past your threshold or past what you are comfortable doing, there's really no point in submitting an offer. If we do submit one, we can absolutely submit an offer as a backup offer, but that's something I would let you guys know in advance. Hey, we're probably not going to get the initial offer, but we can submit an offer as a backup offer. But if it's something that is just absolutely unattainable, we don't really want to waste your time and energy. And so we'll move on and find homes that are going to be a better fit and put offers in on those homes instead. So part of that pre-negotiation is understanding what it would take to win that home and letting you know and seeing if that is something that you are comfortable and willing to do. Now, for example, if you have cash reserves of maybe just $10,000 or $15,000 and the home already has multiple offers on it that are $50,000 over the asking price, it's probably not going to make sense to submit an offer on that home. Again, we can always submit a backup offer, but we'll probably want to put our time and energy into finding a different home that's going to be a better fit and more likely going to be attainable for you and your situation. We want to find out all that information. I will work to find out all that information ahead of time so that we are not wasting any of your time and energy and getting you to that point of buyer fatigue. Now, like I said earlier, the market is starting to shift a little bit and it is not as strong of a seller's market. So if you're a buyer, that is good news for you because buyers are starting to have a little bit more power. Now, ultimately, it is still a seller's market and the sellers do have a lot of power, but you as the buyer actually have the real power to decide how aggressive you want to be and what you are willing, able, and wanting to do when it comes to putting in an offer. You do not have to put in an offer on a home if you do not want to. I'm not here to convince you to put in an offer, to twist your arm, to force you to do anything. Absolutely not. And if you're working with an agent who is kind of pressuring you to do that or force you to make a decision that you are just not ready or not comfortable with, maybe find a different agent. So as an agent, our role is not to, like I said, force you into anything, convince you into anything, or strong arm you into anything. We are here to be a guide and a resource to understand what it is that you want, what goals do you want to obtain, and then help you kind of create a strategy and a plan and help you get through that process. We're here to be a guide and a resource, not a pushy salesperson. But with that in mind, also realize that even though the market is starting to shift a little bit, it is still competitive and you do need to be a little bit decisive. If you see a home that you really want and it meets all the parameters, we need to move fairly quickly and make sure that you are being a little bit decisive and aggressive to get that home. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to understand a little bit more about how long homes are sitting on the market, how much inventory is, the asking prices, everything like that, you can go watch some of the videos that we've done over the past couple of weeks about is the market going to crash? Is there a housing bubble? Should you wait? And all of that information. So in addition to finding an agent who is going to create a strategy and create a plan for you and help you win that home, you're also going to want to pick an agent that you like and trust. If you're buying a home or selling a home, you're going to be working with that agent very closely for quite a while, weeks, potentially even months, depending on how long the process is going to take you and depending on your situation. So you're not going to be wanting to be working with someone who you don't really like or you don't trust, because those conversations are not going to go well. And ultimately that process is not going to be as smooth as it could be. So find someone who is very knowledgeable, very skilled, but also that you can connect with on a certain level and trust and know that they are going to be in your corner negotiating for you. They have your best interest at heart and someone that you genuinely want to work with. Now, it's also important to understand the difference between overpaying and overbidding. Overbidding just means that you are going to offer more than the asking price for a home. So say a home is offered at $450 and you decide you want to offer the seller $475,000. Wait, did I say 450? $450,000. It'd be great if you could find a home for $450, right? So say the home is listed at $450,000 and you want to be very aggressive, that is exactly the home you want. You want to make sure that you win it right away on the first try. So you go ahead and offer $475,000. That means you have overbid. You're bidding more than what the asking price of that home for sale is. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're overpaying. With the way that homes are appreciating right now, it is very likely that that home could appraise and be valued at 475 or even 480, even $500,000. So just because you are paying over what is being asked for that home, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are overpaying. Now, overpaying means you're paying more than the home could be appraised at or valued at. So, for example, if the home is listed at $450,000, you offer $475,000 and it only appraises for $450, there's a $25,000 gap. And so that's where we kind of get into the issue of sellers often wanting a appraisal waiver because they want you to bring additional money to the table to make up for that $25,000 gap. So that's the difference between overbidding and overpaying. Just because you overbid, it doesn't mean you're overpaying. And ultimately, it comes down to what the home is worth to you. If it is worth that $475,000 and that's what it takes to get you the home that you really want and it's worth it to you, then who cares? We will make it happen. But also when we are looking at homes, if you're working with me as your agent, that's something I'm actually going to do ahead of time. Before we even put in an offer, we're talking to the agent ahead of time, we're pre-negotiating, and I'm also going to take a look at all the different homes in the area, understand the market, understand the comps, and see if that home is even going to appraise or be valued at what they are asking for, so we can find a way for you to not overpay or not get priced out of that home. So like I've talked about, the market is shifting a little bit, but it is still competitive. There are still multiple offers on a lot of homes, and there's a lot of people moving here. Phoenix is continuing to grow. There are about 300 people moving to Phoenix every single day. It has been one of the fastest growing metros for the last 10 years, and it is going to continue to do so. If you want to see more of the stats and everything, like I said, watch those other videos, but we are the 5th largest metro. We are growing like crazy. The job market, the housing market, the economy is all booming here in Phoenix, and it doesn't look like it's going to be slowing down anytime soon. So if you are thinking about moving to the Phoenix area or any of the areas around it, if you have questions, or maybe you're going through that buyer fatigue right now and you are just, you know exactly how it feels and it's rough and you just want it to be done. You want to get your house, you want to get you and your family settled, reach out. My team and I are here and happy to help. We'd love to answer your questions or even help you find that perfect home, or just help you decide, is now the right time? Is this the time that you want to make a move? So like I said, all our information is in the description below. Feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you, love to answer your questions. Hopefully this answered a couple of questions about, what is happening in the market, what you want to do, and how you can avoid that buyer fatigue. But let me know in the comments if you have more questions, if there's anything I missed. Have you gone through buyer fatigue? I'd love to hear about that from you. And if you've got any horror stories, let me know, because I would love to know how we as a whole industry, as agents, especially in this Phoenix area, can be doing better. So I'd love to hear from you. Like I said, reach out, schedule a call with us. And until next time, hope to see you soon.